What's up, Summoners? King Blair here. Today, we're going to be talking about the current banner hero, Luna, as well as the Mystic banner hero, top model Luluca. We won't be talking about Hayes because he recently did have a run, so I did talk about him very recently. And I can just tell you right now, he's probably a not pull. He hasn't gotten the buff yet, so most likely don't pull for him. You won't be using him anytime soon. But if you do like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, and join the Discord server. Thank you guys so much for all the support y'all have been showing. It's thanks to you, all the subscribes and everything, that we're able to do all of the different things, as well as the Kings Cup, which we will be having more in the future, with a non-funded one happening in November and a funded Kings Cup gonna be happening in January. So thank you all so much. Y'all are amazing. Let's keep it up the good work. Right, enough about that. Let's come what you came here for. So I always like to start the videos by giving you guys a summary and current state of summoning. Next week, we know for a fact Tamarine and Melissa are coming out. I can tell you right now, if you are an early game player, you need to be pulling for Tamarine. I know Luna's a limited unit. I understand that. But Tamarine is the queen of PvE. She will carry you so hard in this game that if you're an early game player, make sure you have enough for Tamarine. You need to be able to get Tamarine if you're an early game player. She just does way too much for you not to try to get that unit. She's just amazing, and she's coming out next week. Now, aside from that, looking at Luna as a whole. Now, Luna is a limited hero, which means she won't be coming back again for at least another year, if at all. Of course, they're probably going to bring her back out next year. So, you guys know how I feel about limited. I feel like you should always have at least one copy, right? Why? You never know how the meta will develop and whether or not they'll be viable. As the case for Luna, though, how does she perform? Overall, I think she's a solid unit. I don't think she's OP, but I don't think she's useless. She's just okay. She's very similar to like current state Landy, where she can work in certain scenarios and shine in certain scenarios, but there's always a unit that can do her job better. So if you were to skip her, it's not the end of the world, but it's still a limited unit that you should try to get, and that has potential for the future, as we'll discuss later on. As far as top model Luluca, just going very quickly of whether or not you should pull for her. She's amazing. I think she will be meta, and she will define the meta for the next month to come. If you can, pull for her. Free-to-play players, I have always said this, and will always say it. Wait till next month to see who the next ML unit will be. Because you don't know if the next one's going to be a unit you really, really want, like Silverblade or Araminthia, that could fit your playstyle better. So always, always, always make sure you wait until next to see what is going to happen next month before you pull for Luluca if you're free to play. But I think if you decide to do pull for her, she's amazing and she'll be meta defining it, at least for the next month. So now let's dive a little bit deeper. What do I mean by that? So Luna, I said she was good. She's solid, right? Why is she solid? What can she do? Where can you use her? I will say this though, Draco Plate is really, really good. So if you don't have Luna and you're worried that you're wasting resources, if you manage to pull Draco Plate is an amazing artifact. So just for Draco Plate, I wouldn't mind pulling on the Luna banner. And I will pull for Luna at the end because I do want Draco Plate and I wouldn't mind more copies of her because I really like her, right? So let's go to the exchange portion. So Luna did currently get an EE, so she did get a minor buff, right? So right now, the first one is the most interesting one, and we'll look over the kit in a second. But just know that it gives her combat readiness every time she attacks with S1, right? S1 does random amount of damage. S2, this one is their attempt to make her usable for Wyvern. It makes her better for Wyvern, but there's still better options like Sigrid, Alexa, Furious, Terran Norgard, Lulu, Chloe. So there's still better units than Luna. But for speed Wyvern clears, if you tune your team properly, this can help you clear it well. And then the last one is going to be that you get an extra turn when you kill with the S3. So remember these, and now let's look over the kit and the stats for Luna. And then we'll look at Emma Luluca because I think Emma Luluca is pretty awesome. Also, if you want more in depth with the numbers, I did talk about it in stream for both Emma Luluca and Luna. So make sure you check out the stream and skip around to find when I talk about Luna and when I talk about Emma Luluca, so you get a better idea of both, right? So as far as stats, Luna actually has a really solid stat line. So she has pretty good attack. When also you consider the fact that she gets more attack from her exclusive equipment. So pretty solid attack, almost 1200. It's one of the higher attacks in the game. She has a very nice attack stat. Her health stat. Very solid bruiser health, as well as very solid defensive stats. it's up there. It's a bruiser statted unit. This unit has bruiser stats. The speed is also not terrible, being 109 speed. And you may be wondering, she doesn't have crit rate, so how is she going to be doing damage? So we'll see in a second why her passive gives her a lot. Then the self-imprint, if you did pull millions of Lunas because you love Luna and she's your waifu, you can also get more attack, making her have extreme, very, very solid base stats. So let's look at the skills. So first, S1 is Luna's biggest strength and biggest weakness all at the same time. So S1 is a random number that goes from 1 to 3 attacks and reduces the cooldown of the S3 by 1 to 2 turns. So the S3 cooldown is 10 turns, and it's 10 turns. That's a really long time, right? But you can lower it every time you use S1, anywhere from 1 to 3, depending on what she decides to do. This skill can do insane amount of damage. This skill can do like 11k on like a bruiser Luna if you get the 3 hit, which is very low chance. But at the same time, that same skill that can do 10k damage can just do 4k damage, and that unreliability is what makes Luna such a fun but dangerous unit in the current meta. Because when you attack with this skill, see here we got the basic, we got the 2, right? So that was the 2 hit. This was the 1 hit. So that time it would have done like 3k, while the other one would have done 7k. And then let's see if we actually get a 3. So we got 2 again. Let's see if we're able to get a 3. See, we mostly get 2s with a couple of 1s, with 3 being very, very rare. See, that's the 3. Y'all saw the animation difference, right? That one does tons of damage, right? But that unreliability, where you can do anywhere from 4k to 10k damage, and we labbed it out in the calculator in the stream, so make sure you watch that. It's crazy, right? So that unreliability, it makes it for a very unique S1, right? Now onto the skill 2. This does not give any debuffs, right? Which makes her not a great pick for Wyvern, because the fact that this doesn't have any debuffs makes it not the best choice for Wyvern. Now the skill 2, this one is so freaking nice. So again, increases attack and critical hit chance by 20% when the caster's health is above 50% or more. This does go all the way up to 30% when you full Amalagora this skill out. Her base stats are insane. Offensively, defensively, whatever you want to say. Her base stats are insane, right? So, big thing with Luna current stats is going to be that she has high base stats, high attack, high crit rate, but only when she's above 50%. So when she's above 50%, she has a starting crit rate of 45 and a starting attack rate of like 100, like the highest starting attack rate. This passive paired up with her exclusive equipment makes her the highest starting attack unit in the game, which is very nice. When she drops below 50%, she does get some more defensive stuff where it now goes to her defense and decreases the damage you suffer from a critical hit by 20%. When it's max, again, it goes to 30%. So it gives her kind of a bruiser vibe, right? So I really do think Bruiser Luna is going to be the best Luna. Now on to the S3. S3 gives her elemental advantage. So if y'all don't know what elemental advantage does, this skill will do an extra 15% damage on all enemies, and it will also hit earth units. This skill on the right build will be able to kill Charles as if they were nothing. This skill will one-shot Charles, it will one-shot a lot of other bruisers, which gives her viability in PvP. Also, this animation is pretty sick. It's one of my favorite animations in the game. I love it. I think it's great. I really like Luna, right? Which is why I am going to be actively trying to build her on a counter set. So now this brings us to the next point. So this one, really, really nice single target damage skill. All her skills are single target. Really good base stats because of the S2. Really high damage S3 where you can soul burn to do more damage, decrease defense, all that good stuff. So where can you use Luna and where does she shine? So as I mentioned, there are other units that take her role, but she has a lot of potential in a lot of content. So she has, where I think she's going to shine the most is going to be in RTA as a counter pick to fire heavy teams or just tank teams as a whole, right? Because on a counter set with S1, if you get the good RNG, you can do a very high amount of damage. If you give her the exclusive equipment that gives her 15% combat readiness, you're able to potentially get a lot of damage in. give herself more turns so she can cycle faster into this S3. Could make her a very good attack unit. If y'all didn't know, Ravi is a very powerful bruiser right now. And there's not a lot of counters to Ravi right now, aside from mostly just Crawl and Deannie, because Seaside Bellona can get hard punished by Emil Crawl and Rowana. And Luna can destroy Ravi because she's just doing so much high single target damage. Ravi will not be able to heal it all up. So again, very, very rough times for Luna. For Ravi, my bad. So can counter Ravi, can counter other fire teams. I think Bruiser build, so maximizing attack while also giving her defensive stats, is the best build for her. Now there are better units. There is Chu, who's just more reliable, will always do the damage, won't have this RNG factor, provides support, and gives herself increased combat readiness similar to what Luna does. So Chu can do the same job that Luna does, but Luna is a waifu, so that's nice. The other place she can also shine is going to be Guild Wars in an Oxlots team with the artifact that gives you an extra turn. If you pair with Oxlots and you're able to kill off the Charles, you can kill those like FCC Charles Seaside teams pretty easily by doing her S3, killing the Charles, and then praying you get the RNG. Again, that is the problem. She's RNG. You might get the bad RNG, not kill the Seaside, and lose the fight. So take it with a grain of salt. Just know that she can do really well. She is usable. The other place where she also does shine for PvE, I actually personally still use my Luna for this, is going to be for Jubilee Court because she doesn't apply debuffs and does a lot of single target damage. There are certain stages in Abyss and in Raid where this skill comes in handy. So again, Luna, a good unit. I still think you should try to get at least one copy of Luna. I think she's a solid unit. I think she has potential in the future with the new penetration sets. So I do recommend you at least have one copy of her. That is my recommendation. Now, if you're an early game player, I recommend you save up for Tama because Tama is so much more worth it, right? So if you're early game, go for Tama. If you're mid to late and you already have Tama, or you are trying to find a fun option, she's okay, right? I would at least try to get one copy because the penetration set can make her a lot better. Also, the artifact that is going with her, the Jacob Plate, is really, really good on her because it gives her more critical hit damage, again, abusing her base stats while also giving her more survivability. But okay, now on to top model Luluca. This one, guys, I'm really excited about. I think she's going to be changing the meta. I am pulling for her. I already did the summons. I didn't get her yet, so I am going to be trying to get her through the month, and I will be spending for her if it comes down to that. But Emma Luluca is insane. If you can, I would pull for her. Why? So first off, the S2 gives her increased attack and gives her an extra turn. All self-sufficient units I already really like because it makes it so you're not forced to take a duo, right? You're not forced to take her and someone else, right? So I think that's really solid that she has that. The other thing is that she makes really good use of this attack, and because of her, oh, we forgot to do the stats, but she is a mage and she does really good job on making use of her class because she's a mage. She has access to book and she has access to Dingazorb, and Dingazorb is probably going to be the best one for RTA. Book, a really solid option for Arena, as well as Portrait of the Saviors if you're a free-to-play player. Right, so let's go back to her because, oh man, she looks amazing too. I love how she looks. I love the voice quotes when she kind of goes just like, "You're not scared, are you?" I don't know. I love the sass. But base stat-wise, it's a very mage-style stats, right? Very high attack. Really freaking good attack. She has the same stat line as Vivian. Abysmal health, so subset could get one shot. Amazing speed, great defense though. So she has really good defense, really good speed, really good attack, and amazing crit rate. Starting crit rate is bonkers. If you manage to put multiples, she also gives herself more attack, which could be really dangerous for the opponent. So again, and the other thing, biggest thing about her is that she is a mage. Mages inherently have access to some of the best artifacts. For her, Book allows her to get more souls if you're doing a cleave with her. So cleave teams will be running Book. If you're using her for RTA as a standalone Book unit, Dingazorb is amazing on her. Why? Dingazorb, when you use this skill, she gets the increased attack, and Dingazorb will give her a massive barrier of 4 to 5k barrier, which paired with her high base defense will allow her to survive units like Celine, right? Which is a big one right now. Because Celine will trigger on the skill and attack her. So very, very nice that she's able to get that barrier with Dingazorb. If you don't have her on Dingazorb, you can still use Portrait. Dingazorb also makes her S3, which is the next skill you will use, do extra damage, an extra 15%. So it just makes so much sense, right? The S3, oh man, this is a beauty. This S3 is one of the most beautiful S3s I've seen. And I am all for it. And the S3 looks absolutely gorgeous. They did such a good job with the design. I love her design. I'm in love with the design. I love the outfit. I love everything, dude. Like this unit is gorgeous, right? Luluca looks gorgeous. Like regular Luluca already look gorgeous. This is just like, dude, this actually looks like a model. You can't lie to me. And this skill looks pretty cool. It's pretty sick. But okay, as far as what it does, first, grant stealth to the caster. Solid. That's really, really good. The other one, extinction. Again, really, really good. And it has a little bit nice of a speed scaling. That part is really, really strong. The biggest thing is going to be the extinction. It makes her one of the better RV counters. Why? Because as we mentioned, she is self-reliant. A lot of the current RB counters like Lilibet, Specimen Says, and all these other extinction units, even Sigrid. So Sigrid, Specimen Says, Lilibet, they all have extinction. Even like Glenn, right? It's very similar to Glenn. None of them can do what Luluca does, whereas she can be extremely fast, set up her own attack buff, and apply extinction. That's so much that she's doing by herself, and has the base stats. So unlike Glenn, so you're like, oh, but Glenn can do this too. Glenn doesn't have the same base stats. Arbiter Vildred can't outspeed a Glenn. Arbiter Vildred will not be able to outspeed an Emma Luluca, right? A good Emma Luluca will be faster than an Arbiter Vildred, making her one of the best Arbiter Vildred counters up there with Emo Haste. The other thing is that this does grant stealth. Again, this is another reason why Dinga's Orb is so good. If y'all don't know, stealth reduces damage you take from AoE. I believe it's by 50%. And because she's stealthed, they can't hit you with a single target damage skill. So it guarantees you to get a turn with the S1. So already, just from these two skills, I can already tell you that she's a good unit. Right? This self-attack buff. Oh, I almost forgot. She also pushes up, making her an amazing unit for cleave teams. She also pushes up by 15%. I forgot to mention that. She pushes up by 15%. So not only is she increasing herself, she's pushing the team up. So an amazing opener with an insane skill 1 to S3 to counter Arbiter Vildred. Just these two skills are amazing for cleave, for control, for just anything. And she has great survivability because she's a mage. As a mage, access to Dingazorb, access to getting the stealth. Again, beautiful. Beautiful, it just works so well together. And now on to the S1. This S1 is the other reason why Emma Luluca is getting everyone's looking at this unit. For everything. She's going to be an all-around great unit for all the teams, and I could discuss them for everything. Attacks single target damage with a chance to proc the skill twice. Ignores damage sharing effects. This is crazy. This counters Seaside. This counters Aureus, who are two very prevalent things in the game, as well as countering T-Surin and allowing Emma Luluca to do insane amount of damage with the S1 on Soulburn, and pairs her up really great with Ross and Sangelica for just some crazy S1 shenanigans, and Lilius, right? Because this will trigger on a dual attack. It will trigger on a counter attack. You saw it right there. 40% is very, very high. How many times have you seen Arbiter Vildred proccing Basket? That's the same chance of her doing this. Look, I'm not even soul burning it. And she's getting it like pretty consistently, right? That time she didn't get it. And then if it's reliable, you can just do this, soul burn it, and get it guaranteed. Yo, this skill is insane. Counters Seaside, counters T-Surin, counters Aureus, does damage, can proc several times, crazy on dual attacks, crazy on like people that bring with dual attacks, crazy everywhere. And the fact that it doesn't create debuffs makes her an amazing unit for so much content. So okay, now it's the part, how do you build her and where can you use her? How do you build her? I personally think the best one is going to be at 250 speed. 230 to 250 speed. 250 is a little bit high. So 230 to 240 speed. Why? It makes the most use out of her S2, allowing her to push up the rest of your team, making her very dangerous in tank teams in cleave teams and in control teams. So this is just, you just get the most out of this plus 15 combat readiness. It's just great. It also allows her to do extra damage and take out Arby at the beginning of the fight, making her an amazing Arby counter, making it so Arbitrary Villager can't kill you at the start of the fight, or even like a Rylet, right? Because it lets you set up into stealth. Rylet will not be able to hit you. So that's why I think speed is the best one. Now, there is another build that is the damage Luluca build. That is if you pair her up more of a cleave or a really, really tanky team. So if you're trying to optimize the damage output that she can do with this S1, which is another very viable strategy, right? Because you can start her with Oxlots. She can do the S3 or the S2 to push the rest of the team, either or. S3, stealth, and be guaranteed some turns. Very similar to like an Akali or a Spectre Tenebria. More like a Spectre Tenebria, right? And just abuse this S1 with units like Ross and Sinful Angelica. That's the other build. That's the damage build. A lot easier to do the damage build than the speed build, but I still think the speed build will be the superior build for top model Luluca. And for artifacts, she has access to Book. Again, she has access to Dingazorb. She has access to some of the best artifacts in this game. So where can you use her? She's going to be a PvP queen. She's going to be insane for RTA, insane for Arena, insane for Guild Wars. She's just an amazing damage dealer. I don't think she's good for Arena defense. I don't think she's good for Guild Wars defense. I will say the caveat for those, because it's easy to just put light bait, right? She will always go into General Purgus, Arella Light, all these different units, and then you rely more on RNG. So I don't think she'll be as good for defense, but amazing for offense. She's going to be a premier damage dealer. But that doesn't just stop there. For PvE, you can even use her as a damage dealer for the new hunt that's going to be coming out. And for the new hunt, she's going to be amazing, right? So for the new hunt, they already kind of released the mechanics. She's already going to be useful there. For Asimec hunt, because she's a mage, you can just put her Lela Violin, so she can actually strip the enemy. Doesn't apply debuffs either. So again, really, really nice. So she doesn't apply debuffs. And does just tons of damage. She's good for raid because again, she doesn't apply debuffs. She doesn't need to worry against Jubilee Court triggering. So amazing for PvE, amazing for PvP, amazing for Abyss stages. Like, she's just an all-around S tier attack dealer. So I really do think Emma Luluca will be a meta defining unit. If you have the resources, I would pull for her if possible. She is absolutely bonkers. Astronauts already showcased her, and just by watching, I was like, oh my god, this unit looks broken. So this unit is amazing. I did pull for her. I am so close to pity yet so far. You can bet that I am using all these crystals, refreshing shop, getting that mystic. And worst case scenario, that credit card's coming out. But yeah, so that's it for that. So I will do a couple summons for Luna. I think I'll do around... Let me see. Do I want to do 20? 20 might be too much. I think I have 4. So if I did 23, that would be... That's too much. I'm not going to get that. So I'll just do 13. I'll do 13 summons. Or I'll just do 10. I'll just do 10 summons. Right, let's just do 10 summons. See if we can get anything. I really do want more Draco Plates. If we pull extra Lunas, that'd be great too. So I'll just do it because I want to see if I can get anything. Also to get some powder so we can buy Draco Plate from the shop. So it's an artifact. Ah, it's not a 4-star. It's a 4-star. I mean, good powder, right? Good for powder, right? So I'm not mad. I'm actually pretty happy with that. So let's get one more. Let's get one more lightning and I'll be happy. Actually, let's go to one more lightning because I hate stopping when there's no lightning, right? I always like stopping on one more lightning. This is a waste of resources, by the way. If you're me, you shouldn't do this. I will 100 stop after 23 summons, though. So if we don't get it, any other lightning in the time... Alright, so we can stop here. Let's see what we get for this one. Hey! Do we get the artifact? That's all I want, honestly. More Draco Plates. Yeah! More Draco Plates! Yeah! You know, I already committed this far. Might as well just do the last 8 summons. And we can do one Moonlight summon. Yeah! I'm excited. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so we didn't get any other lightning, which kind of sucks. But okay, let's get let's get a Moonlight summon. Hopefully we get a lightning. It's always sad when you don't get a lightning. But it's the name of the game, right? You're not always gonna get lightning. So let's see it. Let's see if we get a lightning. I'll be happy with the lightning. There's still some ML4 stars I don't have. All right. No lightning today for me. We did get Doris. We did get a specialty change, so it's cool. But all right, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all had fun. And yeah, good luck on your summons, y'all. If you don't have Luna or Tama, I recommend having enough resources for Tama. If you already have Tama and don't have Luna, I recommend getting at least one copy of Luna because I think Luna is a really solid unit. And it's always nice to have all the limiteds. And then top model Luluca, oh my god, please come home. But alright, that's all I got for you guys today. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.